Boyce again. Boyce is borderline fired, so hopefully Boyce sees this and comes back. This is Between Two Coupons with Boyce Skids.
Your boy Escobar.
And season 2, episode 8.
What are we calling this one?
Already. Well, I was gonna ask the guys here, but the working title's 4thFisFun, but then we're gonna argue about that.
Well, I kind of like the idea of like the silent F. This is F3, and the silent F is fun.
Okay, I can work with that. Because 4F, somebody's just gonna yell at me for that too. Probably Khakis or something.
Yeah, he is already yelling right now.
Yeah. But so welcome, new panelists here, first timers, long time listeners, first time callers, right?
Yeah, this just in. We're actually going to offer a patch. If you show up more than twice, unless you're Doppler, you actually get a patch.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta be fun to get a patch.
So with that said, I think we always kind of start off with Name-O-Rama, so.
I'm Kenneth Copperwood, 39, Oompa.
I'm Aaron Ryder, I'm 45 on Slow Pitch.
Slow pitch.
I'm Stephen Shaper, 32, I'm YOLO.
YOLO.
Jeff Stokes, 38, fine print.
Fine print. No respect.
I'm Joe Elber, 37, Rowdy.
Rowdy.
I love it. All right, guys. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. The whole premise of this episode is about fun, and the one thing I love about F3 is not only just the fellowship that we have after the workouts, but it's also just the fun that we have around this, and it's just one of the things that continue to keep me coming back. And each one of you have been recognized in different ways for bringing the fun to F3, that silent F. So before we get into that, we have a lot of kind of new folks that watch this over time, and many folks may not know who you are for whatever reason. They kind of stick to certain AOs, and they may not have a lot of experiences with you. So the introduction questions we'll do is F3 name again, who EH'd you, what is your favorite AO, and just a personal fun fact. And if you forget any of those, I'll ask again.
I might do that.
We're starting on this side?
Sure.
Yeah, approximately over there, that'd be good.
Alright, yeah, I'm Rowdy. I was EH by Yogi, my brother Adam. My favorite site would be Main Stage since it's down the street. And I guess a funny story or fun fact is I think he picked me up and drove me to F3 workouts, probably the first, I don't know, dozen. So that's the reason kept me coming back. I was like, oh, he's coming to get me in the morning. I can't not go now.
So accountability.
So yeah, accountability. He's gonna be there, so I gotta get up and go. And so.
Has he ever showed up and you weren't awake?
Yes. And then
Did you still go?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I gotta go fast though. Yeah. And then it's like, how cold is it? It doesn't matter now. I'm in trouble. But that was actually in the fall, so it wasn't cold yet.
That's awesome.
Is he older brother?
Yeah, he's older by 13 months.
13 months.
Yeah. And then I have a twin brother too, so we're like Irish triplets. Yeah.
You guys are all
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the house. Yeah.
Fine print.
Yeah, I'm fine print. Sasquatch EH'd me. Favorite site's probably the maze. Similar reason, takes me 2 minutes to get there. And same thing, Sasquatch and I carpool quite a bit. And there's been times where, either one of us has slept through the alarm and not gotten up. And just kind of, contrary to you, I didn't make it to those workouts, right? So I had to text him at like 7, like, oops, sorry.
So there's some controversy around Main Stage. I have found ourselves monkey humping his driveway, and I promise you, like multiple times, right? I promise you, not always the same house. So the controversy is, I'm not sure we know where he lives.
I know where he lives because I picked him up. So one of those was my cues.
Okay.
And I think he was actually supposed to cue that day, but he was sick. So I substituted, and during Warm-A-Rama, we moseyed around the neighborhood and stopped at his house for some monkey.
Yeah, so it's funny because I'm pretty sure we haven't done the same house every time. So, and I think we're just assuming like, oh, it's the house in the corner. I'm like, I don't think it's the house in the corner.
So next time we do OES, that's way better than monkey number.
I love it.
Sub-Q. New term. Write it down.
I like that.
We have 50 subscribers. Fun 50 Fs.
I was number 50 today.
Were you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
It
like-
just- it
He
notifies
keeps telling me to
50.
subscribe. I didn't know it was on YouTube.
The fact that you're 50th today is really.
I didn't understand that. I was on Twitter. did it.
That's one of two disappointing stories I've heard about your relationship as best friends.
Yeah. Talk about the no respect real quick for everybody.
Yeah, so that was at Wild Kingdom. We were doing Namerama, and I don't remember who was in the circle, but it was like 3 respect guys, Light Bright, and then me. And I was on autopilot saying respect, respect, respect. And then it got to Light Bright, and I said respect again when it was quiet after he said his name. So thereafter, people have been saying no respect after my name and name.
As an educational opportunity to remind you that
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
That's good.
that's pretty solid.
So now I pay attention about 55% of the time.
Yes, I'm Yodel, and QEH me. It's actually a good question. I think officially it would be Tonight Show. I used to work with him, but the guy who actually started it was Slick. I didn't know him at the time. I was playing golf with a buddy of mine. He joined our flight, and we talked about, stuff and things and stuff. And so I said, oh yeah, I do this workout with like this guy's name is Tonight Show. I was like, who do you mean? So he said, yeah, it's Carson one. And I was like, oh yeah, I work with him. And I think the next day he started texting me, hey, do you want to work out? And I was like, might be good. It was during COVID. I needed something new. And he was like, yeah, I was like, how much is it per month? He was like, it's free. I was like, okay, I'm cheap ass, so I'm booked. And then the week later, it was at the Maze where I hosted for the first time. So then my favorite, I would say might be Dragon Slayer, just because it's super close for me too. It's like 8-9 minutes by car, but also it's on a Saturday. That's the European route. I can walk to the Maze. And the other one is like 2 minutes. But the other one it's 2 minutes.
1 minute by helicopter.
You flip off 2 other guys.
We should clarify what we're using for transportation.
Yeah, you never know, right? Like unicycle, for example, it comes on in unicycle. So, and it's just about because it's on Saturdays. Like it's not so stressful for me, so I really like that.
So for the fans at home, I don't know if you recognize the accent. That's Panhandle, Oklahoma. No, actually, where are you from?
It's Elkhorn accent. It's like a small little area. But no, I'm from Austria originally, so that's why I sound a little bit different. That's why I brought my lederhosen. They're legit ones. We use them when we yodel Saturday evening, so it's nice, fun. But yeah, I moved here about, when was it now? 3.5 years ago, something like that. And yeah, never looked back, so.
That's awesome. Slow pitch.
I'm slow pitch. Who got the hearty age with the bubbles. I was playing softball. I was in a parking lot. It was the day before the 1-year anniversary, and he said, "Do you want to work out tomorrow with us?" And I said, "If you see me there at 7, I'm there, and if I'm not, I'm not." And so he got it. So my favorite AO is Paradise. And I hate running, and so that's one of the reasons why I continue to go there, because I just dislike running so much. I do things a lot that I dislike. That's one of them. And then the other thing, fun fact, there's 2. In the morning, I have a piece of gum every single, I reload, pre-run, new piece of gum, then new piece of gum before the workout. And I don't like the wrappers in my car. So if it's a site that's a trash can, you'll always see me go to a trash can, because it drives me insane to know that there's a wrapper in my car. And then the other fun fact is I went through an entire workout thinking my partner was Othello, and it wasn't. It was Betamax. And
Did you call him Othello?
yes,
And he never
yes I
said
did.
a thing?
No, he didn't. Anyways, made for me to feel uncomfortable for some time there. So, anyways, I'll just let you guys know that. But easily.
In case you forgot I'm yodel.
I told Dollface my name was Ding Ding before a workout. We partnered the whole time. He called me Ding Ding like 4 times, so I couldn't take it anymore. I said it's actually Skids, and so now he calls me Ding Ding every time.
Perfect.
Those are good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The gum thing though. No, that's because you have bad breath. You just like gum.
I like the moisture that it provides in my mouth.
Yeah, if I have gum, I'm gonna put extra on the whole thing.
I can.
I'm gonna get back in my car and drive home.
So-
I might not work out if there's not gum.
for real. I'm gonna try both.
So does everyone brush their teeth or have gum before working out?
Oh, this is a great
No.
question.
You know?
No.
I don't believe in brushing teeth too often. I do
Wait, hold
like.
on. Was that a unanimous? They don't brush teeth.
No, I do.
I don't anymore. Like, I do after my workout. After my workout, I do
I'm
it.
currently out of my normal gum, and so I have to brush my teeth.
Yeah, I feel like that's the first thing you do. Like,
I can't even operate without brushing my teeth right away.
Really?
keep that. Yeah, you can just smell it. Like, ooh.
I also
I like the
smoke.
gum. There's
I also
this
smoke
one, the
cigars
icebreakers,
sometimes.
those little square gum things. They're money.
I think that's a really good like poll question for Twitter. Is like
Yeah.
Do you brush your teeth? Yeah.
the slow pitch.
Before working out.
The slow pitch naming
Brush your
thing.
teeth
Like,
fun.
where did that come from? Like that slow pitch. Like, where did that come from?
I know exactly where it came from. It was a Smurf one morning, and I said slow pitch, and then I stopped because I had and then Tater kept going and going and going, and that's where it started. And then every single time that we worked out together, he just kept doing it, and it's never stopped since then.
I love that.
You know, that was, if you look back, you know, not that anybody would ever be interested in looking at an old name around this, but if you were extremely bored and you had absolutely zero other things to do, you may want to look at that. That the slow pitch had evolved into that about a year and a half ago.
I like how organic that is. It's
You got a
pretty
date on that?
I can find
Workout
really-
site?
It was
Huh?
Smurf district.
District.
cool. Mhm.
It was just a couple of us,
That's cool.
so it's gotten out of control.
I was just saying, it gets like 2 seconds longer every
slow
time.
pitch. Like I don't even think I like slow pitch. I like slow pitch.
Slow pitch up. It's even going in the. It's even. So what happened? You guys don't even know all the. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff with spreadsheets and calculations, right? And so, when they were trying to do some things, and Plague was trying to figure out number counts of posts and all that kind of stuff. Well, it skewed because it wasn't slow pitch. So if people put the name around in the back glass, slow pitch, it'd count. But if it's slow pitch, or slow pitch with multiple H's, or with multiple T's, or multiple C's, or longer I's, or any of those things, it skewed the counts. So, anyways, dumb things that people actually
So really,
do behind the scenes.
You're gonna put 100 iterations of slow pitch ads so they count correctly.
I'm
Like
feeling-
Oompas or 2 O's. I
He
don't
gave
know.
I'm feeling really insecure and exposed about the fact that there's a count of how many times my name appears in back glass.
The Betamax Othello thing's hilarious though.
That is awesome.
That's fall.
Embarrassing.
That's good. All right, I'm Oompa. So I was EH'd by Scuba, who's currently down for the count
Mostly.
with an. Well, that's the thing. So this is just adds to the mystique of Shart
This
and
is
I.
a segment. This is a segment.
Yeah, it is. We could go on, but so Shart and I went to high school, middle school, elementary school together.
Wayne America.
Wayne America.
Wayne America.
America. But we, I was EH by Scuba, but he'd been talking about it for a while, and actually the turning point. I mean, and by a while I mean like a couple days. And I was like, man, I should probably do this, but it's so early, yada yada yada. But then I looked on the website, and Escobar and Skids had just done the flight suit thing. I don't know what that was, but you were like right on the front of the page of the website, and I was like, holy shit, Shard's doing this.
Yeah.
It was like, the heavens open, and like I gotta do this now. So that was how I got on board.
Good pull through there.
And then Scuba, the first thing he's like, you gotta do the Murph first. I'm like, why? He's like, well, then you can do it every Monday and you can see yourself getting better and better. Like, oh, that makes sense. Huge mistake. Don't EH people do the Murph unless
That's terrible advice.
unless they're in shape, dude. Terrible. It's terrible. But anyway, so that was 5 months ago. What was the other thing? Oh, fun fact.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So then my second day was at Sanitarium. I went down there. I was gonna meet Shart for the first time. Like, hey, I did this yesterday. Let's do it today. So he's like, hey, I'm sitting in the parking lot in my car. Okay, sounds good. I just pulled in. So I pop up out of my car, and Lucky Charms pops up next to me, who I thought was Shart, and Pat. He went to Lucky Charms. I'll use real names here. Pat and I were roommates in college, and we've been good friends forever. So got all these people that I know outside of F3.
You're a popular guy. It sounds like.
Really popular. Yeah.
You know, a lot.
Multi-day.
Student body president, 2001.
Oh wow.
Wayne High School.
No big deal.
Pretty big deal.
You were?
Yeah, baby.
Huh.
She had the best.
You were there, bro.
You were there.
You were there.
Which one was that?
You didn't vote for me.
I
though,
know.
probably.
Because no, it wasn't BP. That was.
It seems
No,
painful for
Sam.
kids. So like you're like, did you hear this question? He goes, "Who was I?" Like you
Secretary?
You were the treasurer?
I was on the team.
You were in the student government.
Otherwise, I'm getting screwed because I got to plan reunions all the time.
Yeah, but now we plan our high school reunions. We're the idea men. We talked about how Escobar is kind of the producer of the show here. He's got the notes. He ran over the list of what we're gonna do, and Sharp mostly just I don't know what the hype.
I don't know. I just throw random shit out in it.
He's kind of these
He
colors.
did love our camera.
Yeah,
I did. It's mostly love.
He's a visionary.
There's some issues.
So, but that's what we do for our high school reunion. Like we're the people that are contacting.
We know all the girls
on
who try to do it.
Facebook. The girls put it all together. We don't do any of the actual work.
What's your favorite AO though?
Oh, yeah, favorite AO. I was a teacher for a few years. I student taught at Burke High School, so I'm partial to Golden Spike, and then also.
Wait a second. Rumor has it you're going to be a psych U.
Yeah, I heard about
That's true. That's true.
You've already been really trying to get one of those.
Interesting.
I've been putting the feelers out for sure. Bothering people.
You've been asking around.
Hey, Mother Goose. Yeah, so June 3rd, my shovel passed to me from Mother Goose.
I think that's a Friday.
Pretty exciting.
Should be.
That's awesome. Congrats, man.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. But that, and I also like Boys Town, or what?
Oracle, yeah.
Oracle, yeah.
Mhm.
Just because it's fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Speaking of real names, like when people say, "Do you know so and so?" I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Oh, I walk into the basement. There's fine print. What's up, bro? Yeah, I'm Jeff. I'm like, I'm Joe. We're looking at each other like,
Yeah, we know each other.
yeah,
Put on a stocking cap.
yeah. I was like, can you do this real quick? Oh, that's fine print. We pre-ran like 2 days ago together.
Especially when you get a call and it feels like, hey, I'm calling from Native Landscaping, right? And so told me to reach out. I was like, who? Oh yeah, you mean fine print? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can get pretty interesting.
Classic.
Oh, here's another fun fact. Shart and I took Skids and I.
Please.
He
Very
took a 4-year
interchangeable, very
German
interchangeable.
class in high school,
Yeah.
and I took 3.
So
At
Our-
7.
Our teacher was
it's 7 years. It should be fluid.
Yeah. Our teacher was a lady named Frau Zahnizer, which means iron tooth, roughly translated. Old iron tooth, dude. She was so old. No.
For Alpha Bismarck, isn't that?
What? It's not.
That is
It's not. What's
No.
up?
You said Sennheiser, right?
Yeah,
Sennheiser.
Sennheiser.
That's
How do you spell it?
furry navel.
Zahniser.
Like you think. Yeah, nothing weird.
And what did you say it translates to?
We called her old iron tooth.
It means 12
We
foot.
did? I don't remember this at all.
Oh, you don't?
No, I never did this.
It will be this
I said way meter.
She's going to be the
Which makes
51st
sense.
Oh,
subscriber.
that's
Sore
I
tooth.
don't know if she's
Sawtooth. Okay.
I like it.
I love the confidence that you have with it, like a native German speaker. Like, you have a shit ton of confidence about what it meant.
It shows that you have zero sense of humor.
I didn't like Frau, and she always put her book on the printer, and I'd always hit print screen, and she never understand why the printer was printing. But this lasted a year and a half because we were in the computer lab. It was the best year and a half ever of German. I was kind of jerk.
Totally got her.
Hey, you know what? We should talk about.
Yeah, but what?
We're just going off the cuff now?
Yeah, anyway.
Hold on.
No, go ahead.
We need to prepare beats for this, guys. Come on. It's not that he put this together 20 minutes ago.
We're gonna skip question 2. I mean,
Yeah,
does that 3 mean a lot to you? Yes.
Yes.
Tell us
Yes.
how. It's
Indeed.
awesome.
Yes,
So
repeat.
you
kind
can-
of, yeah, fair.
So we talked about 4th F, the fun F. This is the fun episode.
Mhm.
People get so serious. This isn't even on right now. I haven't started it yet. So this is the prep.
The sad thing is, Jake, you're really nervous because you're thinking, like, did I actually start the video?
I'm not gonna check. So, we had a question on here like fun cues. Like, what are some memorable cues that are fun? Locations, things you did,
Yeah.
maybe how you implemented. So like, what are some of the people that if you see them on the cues, you're like, oh, I know we're gonna be laughing a lot, or it's not gonna be too serious, or they've had fun in the past. So what are some random shout outs there you got for?
I'd say Mulch has he's got a good fun one. I think that was my first one at the brick, or what was the
Steel Mill.
steel mill?
Steel
We
mill?
did a steel mill. That was a fun one. Wheelbarrows,
The wheelbarrows.
throwing people.
Yeah,
That
Yeah,
was
he's
good.
really creative.
That was fun.
That was creative,
Yeah.
different.
I think Zebo, I've had a couple with him. One. I mean, it was cold as hell, and it was at the Oracle. He started off the workout by saying, "Guys, it's cold outside, and it's really windy, and we're gonna be in it, and it's gonna suck. All right, follow me." I was like, "Oh, that was great." But we went up to the top of the hill, and we did like a grinder with sleds, and we sledded down.
Well, that's cool.
He also did a Groundhog Day one that was good.
I remember one, it was wait time, and it was around Christmas, and he had a beachy themed one for like 3 wise men. He came in his all white outfit, like white tights, it was really funny. And just like with Beachy's music, and that was a really good one. I just didn't know that side of him. Like he's a cool guy, but that he's actually fun as a Q. That was cool to see. But I think like everybody would agree, every Q that Mufasa does is usually really like a lot of fun. He's really good, puts a lot of thought into it.
I was actually just gonna say that Michael Gibbons can do a good one with like playing football.
Yeah.
And I have to use his full name because 3 days ago I was like, who the hell is Michael Gibbons?
It's Mufasa.
That's Mufasa, and I was like, that's his real name. Yeah, so.
The best is when people accuse him of his cues lately have always been all the sports and the moments in some sport where it was the end of his career or highest level reached. But I don't know, they're always in a controversy, like the football thing. I'm like, a lot of out of bounds. There's too many there's penalties not called. I don't know, especially at Spike when the lights aren't on, when you can't play in the dark.
I really
I've done
appreciate.
football in my eye wand because
I think the Duke of Douchebags cues are way better than Mufasa's.
he's also a nicer guy.
Yeah.
So
It's nice.
I agree.
I'd also say Gators are pretty good.
Gator does a
They're
great
creative and, he makes you study up on useless shit that you don't need to know. So I spent about 15 minutes reading up on April Fool's Day, and then they did the site cue swap. So
All for nothing.
yeah, 15 minutes I'll never get back.
Why did you study up on it?
There was supposed to be trivia about April Fool's Day.
Oh,
Trivia.
you actually read the pre-class. I mean, you were like all in.
I
You
was
were
all
just,
in.
you were just, it's Tuesday or Wednesday.
I'm not doing burpees. We're doing Bobby Hurley's.
I hate Bobby Hurley's. That's funny.
To be easy. So I love this topic, right? I think a lot about Roadhouse. Roadhouse is another guy to me that tries to implement some fun, some laughs. Sexy Rama at Danger Zone was hilarious. I've never done so many sexy pretty things in my entire life. A lot of oh yeahs and monkey humpers.
I
and
think
stuff
the
like that.
funniest thing I ever heard him say is we were doing. I always forget it was pickle pushers or the other one. The one upward one. What's that one? Pushers? Pounders? Anyway, we're
Pushing
doing one of those.
counters.
We're doing one of those. It was a full moon. We're all looking at it, and he goes, "Let's get that moon pregnant." Yeah. And I was like crying. I don't know why. That moment, I was like, I couldn't help. I was seriously the dumbest, funniest thing.
In that same vein, which cue doesn't allow for fun and why is it khakis?
Well, that seems a little unfair. I mean, is it really his fault that he's grumpy every time?
There's a lot of mysterious like allure around khakis like as a new patch, and like I almost feel like when you join F3 it's like go to our website, learn the rules, and here's what you need to know about khakis. Like please read that. So it's kind of funny. So khakis, we're just joking if you watch this, which I highly doubt.
Maybe now he will. Maybe now he
He's
will.
got better shit
You
to
know
do.
what you're talking about.
That's for certain. Here's what I can tell you about khakis. Right? I've spent there is no other person besides my brothers that I've probably posted with than khakis, and he has a delivery that can feel a little bit abrasive at times. When I first started at Free, he was the guy who texted me every single day, right?
Yeah.
And it was like always there. And if you were running and you saw him next to you, it took a while, but you eventually figured out I'm the last guy because he was always there to be with me. So I will forever be a thorn in that guy's side. I will always run my mouth with him and salute him for his 3 stars on his puffy vest and his patches. But I can tell you, he makes me laugh so hard at times just because of his seriousness. The guy he's had so many surgeries, like he is fused together. So like, just seeing him out there, sometimes you just hear him fall. The thing you get used to is the sound of the shoe shuffling in the gravel before he goes down. And then you look and you go, just keep going. So
The
anyway,
vest is almost kind of like a
It's
soft padded.
Yes.
Okay.
And the thing about him is, so you should listen to his podcast, but it's one of my favorite podcasts when he shares his stories. And I didn't know a lot about him before, but I think I was maybe my third or second week at F3, and we had coffee together, and he would not stop talking about Free to Lead, the book.
Mm.
And I was like, hey, what is it? Like, I had no idea. I just went into this and said it's free, and whatever, some guys that don't know what to do at 5:30 in the morning. So, like, tell me about it, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And he actually convinced me right there to buy the book on Amazon that morning. Thanks, man, that I did it. It was really good to read, but that's kind of like the personality is, right?
Yeah.
I think he can be like, oh, he's a little bit harsher, so we're super serious. But as you said, I think once you know him, he really means well, and he wants to help people. I think that's pretty impressive about him.
Yeah.
So that was just the one memory I have about him is definitely that. Like, he wouldn't let me off the hook until I bought that book.
Yeah, I really appreciate his passion, and like, you know, I've had a couple cues and he shows up for it. I'm grateful for that, and you know, he gives you that pat in the back. Okay, good cue. It's like, yeah, it really means something. So it's pretty awesome.
he's the only guy that wears a life preserver everywhere.
He's always prepared. Respect.
Respect. We ended up in the lake today. I got my preserver on.
So what are your guys' recommendations to keep things fun? Like, how do you keep it lively in the way you show up and the way you cue your workouts? Like, what are some of your recommendations?
I would say that I kind of have I like talking to guys kind of one-on-one, maybe in small groups. I kind of have a hard time like being the guy that when everyone's working out and working hard says something funny and makes everybody laugh. Like I can never think of like the perfect joke, because I'm dying.
Yeah.
But there are some guys that do that. Like Othello's real loud. He says funny stuff. But I appreciate when guys. I mean, when I was talking about people that keep things fun, it's mostly just people that put thought into it and just like plan like what's going on over there.
So Vince is excited.
Production issues.
My German Shepherd's broken.
Should I yell at him in German maybe?
Is he like chasing a sun? Or like
Yeah, he's trying to
sunlight?
bite the
Chases
fans.
dust particles.
Can we edit this out, or
I don't know.
That's great.
It's fine.
We're not even recording.
It's
to your point, I do like that. Like one thing I always think about you was like you're always smiling. Like every time I see a workout, like you always got like a really positive attitude. And like if we're all ever partnered together, I'm like, all right, this guy's got a really positive vibe. So
yeah, your Christmas cue was really fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right name for it.
It was
That's fun.
Christmas Eve cue.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
that was good. He brought a little tree out.
Yeah. An artificial. I decorated with lights.
Yeah.
I made little Christmas or F3 Christmas ornaments.
We all got ornaments.
Everybody got to take home an ornament.
Yeah, that's keeping it fun. If you're showing up on days, some days you're not in it or motivated, or you're showing up anyway, and sometimes those cues make it.
Right.
This work.
Yeah, I like it when people just get creative, even if it doesn't work. Like, sometimes people halfway through are like, "This was stupid." Like, no, dude, this was different. That's cool.
Or you just have ketchup there and you always make sure everybody laughs.
Yeah, right.
I think the competitiveness is actually the fun part for me, especially like I just remember one time at the farm we were running with coupons around this deal. I don't know who was all there, and
the coupon
I think
relay.
I think it was
That was definitely my cue.
Fun Dip or Double Dip runs by me and somebody else and he goes, "Hey guys, I think this is a race." He starts running backwards, and I was like, so you start running faster. But it's like stuff like that. I'm like, I love that. That's funny. Like he's not beating me, and I'm kind of pissed about it. So you're like, them damn dip runners are just a couple hammers. So
Yeah.
what do you do? It was pretty funny. I was like, oh, this is a race.
You gotta hold up that wrestler baton, man. They're a high standard around
Yeah,
here.
they both bring it. That was pretty funny. I was like, here, I think I'm doing good. He's running backwards, asking me for racing. I thought we were. Apparently, we're not. Apparently, this is a one guy show with a guy behind him. So that's pretty funny.
Do you guys feel like the fun components needs to be in F3? Do you think that
Yes.
keeps people here, or
I think so.
naturally?
Definitely,
Yeah.
I think it's like, at least for me, like, my life is serious enough, like, everybody has a lot of work and family and everything, so I think it's good to have, like, that, like, you can just, like, fool around with guys, don't take it too serious, right, make some jokes, and don't have to worry about it. I really like that, and whenever I'm the cue, to me, it's like I have two things I want to achieve. One thing, it has to be really hard.
Yeah.
I think it's a waste of time if you show up at 5:30. It's like an easy workout. I just feel like it's a waste of my time. And I've been to a couple of those. And I was like, should have pre-ran or something else. So that's the first goal. And then I want the people to have fun. They should talk about it. And I try to use music a lot. It just helps me usually before F3 when I work out by myself. So having music, and that's what I like to do. It's like find some cool songs and think about, yeah, that could work, or oh yeah, that sounds like a good exercise to this song. And that's what I try to do more and more now. And I think that's kind of like, yeah.
What's your favorite song to bring after your workout to?
That's a good one. I mean, obviously I have to say Rammstein. That's like my one song that I will always bring if you ever go to the queue if you haven't been.
I feel like it's a big
That
thing.
means Iron Tooth in German. Did you know that?
Rammstein?
Also negative.
I thought it meant you hate me. That's why
It means nine.
I was gonna say Rammstein, but I was thinking about the unconscious bias training I just did.
No, it's really that, because that's a song I always want to start with now. And if you come to my next queue, so I don't even know when it is, but I think this month.
What's the one that you make us do burpees to? It's a Rammstein
It's
song.
Rammstein. It's the fire one. When you have your fire and bang bang,
Oh,
you do
bang,
some
bang.
you do some burpees, yeah.
It's like 26 of them or something
Yeah,
like that.
26%.
Brokies.
Mhm.
See, that's a good one.
So that's what we do.
Brokies is fun.
Yeah.
Tugboat did a good thing with goofballs. What was that? A Dolly Parton song? Oh, that was a good one. It was so funny. It was at the end of the workout, and like it's essentially like do goofballs until Dolly says something, and then we did a burpee. And I was laughing my ass off. I don't know if anybody else was, but it was hilarious. Like, here's 20 guys in West Side football field at 6 in the morning, listen to Dolly Parton really loudly.
Yeah, the fun music choices are good, but there's just obnoxious ones that you should, like, most dudes would never work out to.
Yeah.
I like throwing those in a little bit. Like when I made a farm mix and you're like,
Yeah.
this is the worst mix ever. I'm
It was a terrible one.
That was a bad mix.
That was really bad.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That was no
I
good.
don't know why. It was like rap, country, like every genre was in there.
You had like kids music or something like
Kid,
that.
I put like the kids bop.
Yeah, you
Shark,
was.
shark, what was that shark song?
Yeah, that was one of those viral songs.
Baby Shark?
Baby Shark.
Yeah, that was in there.
I think people were requesting that you skip songs like during the workout.
Yeah, they were.
Can we skip this one?
I also feel if you're gonna try something fun in the workout, like you need to backload the second half of the workout with like a good grinder that actually gets people's heart rates up. And because I tried to make like the Stormbreaker coupon, like if you're not sure, put a good finish on the workout and screw around in the first half or something because you really only have about 35 on.
Yeah,
30 minutes, yeah.
that's why I'm a firm believer. I'm not a big fan of warm around. Like, I don't like the arm circles. I don't like the.
Skip it.
And so if my warm arounds are usually something different than that because of that, right? You got 37 minutes. Guys came here to work out. I have in the past. I've almost passed out twice in my own warm around. I've given myself over 10 counts, and I believe that that's a way a warm around should be. Right? Like you should almost fade to black within the first 7 minutes of a workout, and then just try to get out from out underneath that problem, later. So there's been a couple of different circumstances where I was going down. But yeah, skip the arm
So
circles.
if slow pitch on the
Arm circles.
show up 10 minutes.
I will say baby shoes. He did his VQ and he's like, Warmarama, bottom of the stairs. All right, snake the stadium stairs.
Yeah,
And I was
that
like,
was hard.
That was
Warmo,
hard.
we're gonna go. I guess we're gonna go.
Then it's dark, you can't even see. Yeah.
That reminds me of Foster. Like he basically disinvites cues for like burpees or push-ups or anything during a warm-rama. He's like he'll actively tell you like, no, we don't do burpees during warm-rama at Wild Kingdom.
It's like going to heavy metal and we're like, we're gonna run 3 miles. It's
They
like,
hate you.
It's a great fools, by the way.
yeah.
You know who's really good at having a fun cue is Tugboat.
Yeah.
Just pure laughter, and he can stay in character or whatever he is at that time. He has the ability to just. I think his intelligence is far superior to mine, so I just kind of laugh at what he's capable of doing. But he's somebody I circle, I'll go to that.
Yeah, definitely.
So he knows every wrestler, every one of their specialty moves. He'll comment, he'll have the commentary through the entire thing.
Yeah.
And you won't. I mean, a couple of his workouts have been you're just in a circle for the whole 40 minutes. And you never move, and you end up just sacked because of all the wrestling moves that he puts you through, and he does the commentary through the whole thing. It's amazing. Like my brain isn't that polished to do anything.
Manageable. It's like a top rope one or something. He's doing that. It's hilarious.
So speaking of creativity, fine print, your opening disclaimer is one that's super creative and kind of notorious now. Like I literally see you on the Q schedule. I'm like, I just want to hear the disclaimer. So like, how did that what inspired you to do that? Like, how did you put that together?
Well, I'm just a lawyer, so when I first heard about the disclaimers, I think the first 2 times I queued, I actually forgot the disclaimer. So I thought that was a bad look because it's literally my job.
That's what I literally do.
So then I think the 3rd or 4th time I queued, I was like, okay, I'm gonna nail the disclaimer this time. And so I actually just wrote it all out.
Like the full thing.
Yeah.
70 pages.
Like,
so-
yeah. It's like 2 or 3 paragraphs, but a bunch of legalese.
Right.
We indemnify everybody.
Do you recite it?
Yeah.
I
don't have it memorized.
I don't know if I've been to one of your cues. I'm
I
trying to
gotta read it.
Now
It's
you
like,
have to.
nobody's perfect.
At the armory. The armory was the last one. It was for ICB because I was drinking Irish coffee.
Yeah.
So you
queuing,
really missed out.
the armory.
You really missed out that day.
April 16th at Dragon's Lair.
April 16th.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm out of time.
Are you really?
Easter weekend, yeah.
That's what he said.
I will be there. It's okay.
Thank you.
We don't care about him.
So yeah, I like giving the disclaimer now.
Nobody's perfect.
I'm gonna put
So be honest. Did you write it yourself, or did you have one of your paralegals or so
Yeah.
write it for you?
I wrote myself. Yeah.
So what inspired you to do it? Like, so you're just like, oh, I'm playing my cue. I should do this. Oh, great idea. Like, how did that hit you?
Well, just because I hadn't given one, and we were supposed to, so I felt bad for skipping it, and so I guess I overcompensated by writing a 3-paragraph disclaimer.
That's awesome. Brilliant.
That was one of the things on my VQ that I freaked out about because literally on the drive there, I had read like the full one. It's on the website somewhere, and I was like, shit, do I need to like either A, know that, or B, have it written somewhere? And
These are things
my
that
confidence was shaken.
people need to play on their
So-
EH before their first cue. Like
Yeah.
somebody needs to.
Yeah,
that'd be
but there is him. It's like, I know, 700 pages you read every morning when you queue, but then there are other people like Blades of Glory.
Still.
He can literally do the whole thing, principles, everything in equivalent 10 words. It's like free, all men, circle of trust, outside. And you're like, that was fast. That's the great stuff. Speaking of fun cues, he's always fun too.
Very, very
The downrange, I don't think any of you guys were there. The downrange queue, the guy was from Baltimore, or he's an Orioles fan. Anyway, it was at Top Rope, and we were going through like, okay, 5 core principles. It's free, open to all men, always outside, and everybody's like, always outside, and the guy was like, what the fuck? He's like, it was like, oh, that's something we do.
Hey, remind me, that's like the 4th F-bomb. We have to check the box
Oh,
for like,
sorry.
no kids.
No, if you check the box, it means it's for kids.
Oh, you don't check it.
It's the other way around.
Oops.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if it matters. I mean, we just get into account, I guess.
For the 3 followers that watch
Let's
us.
say if a kid stumbles upon it.
Now we're down to 48.
50.
It's still scripted up.
Well, like 20 of them are like profiles we created, so.
Yeah, There's probably like 30 Michael Gibbons on there. And,
Hopefully Frau's not going to watch this.
Frau, yeah.
There's actually a Mike Gibbons, a Michael Gibbons, an M Gibbons, M Gibby Omaha.
Thanks for cheating.
Gibbons 21, New Year 22.
Do you think things like the Ponzi Mufasa add to the fun, or do you think half people just don't have no idea and are like, I don't even know what that is, I don't care.
People probably have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, we're trying to educate with the episode.
But let's be honest, if you're new, you don't know what's going on in the middle.
It's true.
Anything.
You feel like, you hear about it, you think like, that's kind of weird. Maybe a cult, that's how I felt, but let's give it a shot, right?
You said the C word. Now, if 301 is not going to retweet this.
Yeah, that's true.
You definitely did.
Now we're in trouble.
But
Actually, you can't understand it unless you subtitle it anyway.
Yeah, so
That's good for
Oh my
We're
god.
safe. We're safe.
it's German for free.
Oh, you said cold again.
Yeah, it's
No,
German
it's
for free.
German for iron.
For Iron. You know that you make a good point. Like, there's got to be a way we can archive like some of these like just different kind of like nuances, right? That people don't hear about. Like over time, you kind of lose that. It's like, man, I don't want to lose that Ponzi Mufasa beef for that was just crazy. And like Mufasa's like, yeah, no, we had lunch like yesterday. Like,
Right.
so we
Well,
have
there's people who've been here 3 years longer than all of us.
Yeah, right. So there's this history that you just don't
Sorry,
know
no
about.
respect. I don't know how long you've been, you know.
But the Ponzi,
Yeah.
but it used to be Ponzi Folsom. Ponzi's the problem.
Used to be Ponzi.
So
Oh,
it
God,
was
so say it
Ponzi
again.
Folsom before, and then Mufasa was another one who was actually vocal enough to say something, but Ponzi's the
So Ponzi's the bully, basically.
yes.
We already said he has a problem with 97% of the tax. So no fun. No fun 3%. No. 97% fun.
I'm trying to go to Two Club Conundrum. Will you freaking stop with this?
Can
We got so for the record, we're still not invited to Club Conundrum. We've actually been banned. B2C has so
Yeah. Why is that?
Yeah, why is that?
because of that whole.
We're a platform. We give people a platform.
We gave a platform to Gobbler and who else and Lucky Charms
Yeah.
and Mufasa when they basically wanted to object to
Whatever that was.
who won. Yeah. So we gave them a chance to speak on it and we got in trouble for that. And we were told we were disinvited.
Yeah, they'll probably lift the ban later. It's fine.
Yeah.
But we do have an invite for 3 Club Conundrums, so that's cool.
Yes. Yes. Which makes more sense to me. Like I'd like to use a putter or a driver.
Which one?
Yeah.
More important, putter or driver?
Driver. You can putt with the driver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, public driver.
You can't drive with a putter.
You can, but
You
not.
can't
that's
like
true.
Break or
Yeah.
not go very far.
Or maybe just bring a putter with a baseball bat.
It's true. Speaking of fun, do you guys also partake in a lot of the other second, third F fun activities? We're just talking about the workouts, I guess. There's a lot more fun in the other Fs.
That's
Fun kind of goes through all the Fs.
oh yes.
All the Fs. It's a shipping.
I mean, we only had 2 poker nights and I've only been to 1, but I enjoyed that a lot. That was fun.
Yeah.
The first poker night was really cool. And besides that, it's just
Second one.
I have a 8-month-old daughter, so it's just so hard to do a lot outside of like the workout part. But it's not really fun, but it's more like I found really good friends through F3. Not a shield block or anything like that, but like with Slick, I hang out a lot and we golf together and stuff like that. So that's to me what I gained for F3, and it helped me to make friends when I moved here, which I think would have been way harder otherwise. Like we all have our social circle, right, usually.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's also like the friendship, not just fun, but also friendship.
Good stuff.
So now we have 5F guys. So.
I agree. Like I mentioned I have people that I've known for a long time that are in F3 that just happen to be in F3. But we grew up in a small town, and everybody, of course, knew everybody. But then you have, obviously your friends that let's say I was my parents in a small town. They had small circles of friends, but then everybody knew each other. I was really missing that in Omaha because you get in here and it's like I don't really know anybody in West Side. I don't know, we're in West Side School District. Like I don't know barely anybody. And now that I've joined F3, I still have the closer people, and now I know tons of people whose kids are in West Side who live right by me. So I kind of think of F3 as like the Kiwanis Club or like the Knights of Columbus. Like this is the Knights of Columbus for our generation. Is not that those aren't important still, but I feel like that's why it's so successful because most guys that joined Knights of Columbus 50 years ago were looking for that community aspect, and that's what F3 provides.
And I think it's pretty cool when you like hear guys that you maybe never talk to them because the first Q or something, right, VQ or whatever, and then they suddenly like open up in their COT. I had some moments I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like you see like a 6'5" tall guy, just like crying because of like a really sad story. And to me that was like wow, like that shows like everybody can trust each other. Like, yes, we make fun a lot, right, about each other and stuff, but if it comes down to, I would like rely on each and every single guy at F3 if I need help. Like that's not like I would do that in a heartbeat.
Other than who will not be named. So I want to golf.
Oh. Fonzie.
Yeah, what's next on here? We
I think that's kind of it. So I guys, I'm really grateful that you guys came here, and what's really apparent to me is that 4th F, silent F, however you want to take that fun piece is a vital component to what makes this a very special place and what makes F3 Omaha incredibly unique. And whether it's within the workouts or the second F or third F opportunities, keeping things light and fun is a tremendous way to bring others into the fold. So, any closing comments?
What's your daughter's name?
Your daughter's name?
Yeah.
Eleanor.
Where are you going with this?
I think it was German for Iron Man. See you guys next episode for I don't know, probably coming from you from the 4th year
Good.
celebration.
That's it.
Yeah,
Thanks for tuning in.
should probably pause it now.
Probably
Actually,
should.
go turn it on.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, press record now.
So,
No memory. Out of storage.
just a discussion of